Like I say, the reason why I took black men's hair and turned their hair white was because they had historically been attacking and attacking and attacking and attacking. Like I say, originally, I mean, black people always had equal rights. Black people always had schooling and technology and everything else. They were always they were given pictures and raised up basically. But evolutionarily speaking, they always just tear themselves back down. They take over other people's stuff. They have made basically stealing and killing their little nook in what's it called, and then they twist the facts around in the cameras to say Japan versus China. No, there was never Irish, Japan, and and America, or and like even India, even India. Well, I mean, there's different groups, but basically, black people grabbed with basically the scourge of the earth. There's a whole bunch of like just basically like Rasputin type people, just like dregs on society, you might say. Black people went to them, started giving them things, took them over, and then tried to use them as a force to take over the rest of the world. China, Ireland, India, basically all of us pretty much just kept on repulsing them and repulsing them and repulsing them and repulsing them. They would attack, we would attack back, kill them, and then we would attack, and then they would attack, and then, and basically we had to kill the problem at the source. We had to pull it out by the roots. And pretty much that turned out to be a couple black people and possibly the whole black race. Like I say, you look at the film and you see that there's no black people in the films. Now, there used to be black people there. The reason why is because those black people are all in hiding or dead or tried to kill each other. They tried to kill everyone. Anything that wasn't black was basically... They even tried to kill each other. They'd even kill each other, basically like animals. Anyway, it was basically the Black War mentality, tribal mentality. This one guy basically went nuts, attacked, tried to get other people to attack each other, but it didn't really work. Like I say, modern day society is built to handle problems like basically the Black Kings, pretty much. And, realistically, I made their color appropriate since they're black people and they're, black meaning death and destruction, because that's all they ever did was death and destruction and lie about it. Like I said, it wasn't China versus what's it called. All they do is they lie. I will go to the president, I will kill him, and then I will take his wife. That is basically the black mentality. That is the tribal mentality. And pretty much that's what they did to Japan. That's what they did to America. That's what they do to Cuba. That's what they do to Russia. That's what they do everywhere. They disarm people and then they slaughter them. Anyway, they take people, they let people surrender, then they take their weapons and then they kill them. Anyway, JFK is somehow a part of this, somehow, and it's Richard Nixon, and somehow he's a part of it. Anyway, Germany basically got behind them, and basically I got behind, because pretty much they were a problem to Jewish, they were a problem, black people became a problem, became an everyone kind of problem. They were even a problem to each other. Because after they killed everyone else, then they would kill each other. Then they would basically rape everything on two legs. Then they would basically starve and die. Historically speaking, this is all they do. So, anyway, even black people are like, well, this is a problem. Anyway, I don't really know. I don't really care. It's like, well, the black people just basically decided to be that problem in evolution, pretty much. And I'm like, I've been dealing with this for 5 million years. It was like, oh, you again. So, like what? You're just going to attack me? You want me to sell you a gun so you can take it, turn on me, and shoot me? Probably not going to happen. Anyway, nobody gives them technology. Nobody lets them do shit. Because as soon as they do, they turn around and kill them. Anyway, and then they lie about it and say, he attacked me, blah, 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 blah. So basically, black people in general turn out to be the biggest liars ever. It was known about for 10,000 years. They're a problem for the Middle East. They're a problem for Germany. They're a problem for Russia. They're a problem for anyone who wishes to live longer than 1,000 years. Anyway, and basically a whole bunch of people say we're going to do something about it. And they do. And pretty much the only time a black person ever really acts right is when there's a gun to his head. Or at least historically speaking. I'm talking about historically speaking. I'm not talking about the individual race. Individually, I don't know. But pretty much historically and basically as far as their race is concerned, they are the killers, they are the rapists, they are the torturers, and it's their niche in life. And that's the way they do things. While other people might act wrong for a generation or maybe one or two of them, blacks seem to do it on the larger scale. Anyway, that's the way it was, and then they lie about it and basically be like, no, I'm not doing anything at all. Nope. Why you look at me? You racist. And basically that's what they do. Pretty much. That's all they do. And, I was like, okay, that's pretty weird, evolutionary speaking. Anyway, I actually tore them down, rebuilt them, just because of this problem. And I think they just did it again. I actually went back to the genetic scale, took them apart, rebuilt them to wipe that black out of the picture. I actually ended their race, just like, okay, I'm going to rebuild them, and then we were going to go from there. Things because I was taking their hair anyway and making it white and all kinds of stuff. And I don't know, so I removed them genetically and then I put them back and rebuilt them from the ground up again. And yeah, that's still the problem. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. There's no accounting for taste. It's just their niche in the existence, I guess. I don't know. It's just like, well, eventually someone's just going to kill them all off or whatever. I don't really know. They're probably the only ones that deserve to be slaves, and they enslave themselves all the time. And then they say, no, British, black people, British or Jamaican, they enslaved us. Oh, you mean the black British person enslaved you? I mean, that's what it was. Anyway, I don't have time to deal with them, and I don't really care. And I was like, you know what? I don't really care. I mean, they were a problem for like 10,000 years or 20,000 years. And they were an everyone kind of problem. So I'm not even really going to worry about it. I lived through it. I stomped them with everyone else. I invented claymores and cannons and invented all kinds of death and destruction. And then my people used it to basically, because all black people were doing was just basically a sheer numbers or stealing kind of game. And they were just going for the larger sense. And realistically, like the guy who started it died. He died, and his son died, and his brother died, and everyone else around him died. I mean, they just went back and killed them over and over and over again. And the black person's like, hey, yeah, let's do it again. And it's like, whatever. Anyway, it's kind of like that. That's the way it was for 30,000 years or something. So, and then the black people say prejudice, blah 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 blah. It wasn't that there was segregation; it was that they just started killing and raping until basically people killed them or pushed them away. So, I mean, I don't really know what to say about that.